All right, welcome back. So there's this pastor, a popular pastor apparently in Abuja, Nigeria. His name is Amos Isah. He's been arrested, denied bail over 14-year-old girl case. That's all I'm going to say about that. Bottom line, he's had a carnal knowledge, according to VDM. That's the language he used. He had a carnal knowledge of a 14-year-old. This guy that you're looking at on the screen, yes, him. Now, a few days ago, a guy, what was okay? The guy, a lawyer of, what's his name? Akwi, Darlington, Speed Darlington, right? Speed Darlington came and no, not Speed Darlington. Speed Darlington's lawyer came on the internet and said he was in police at the police station and he saw a pastor, a very popular. It was on Saturday. It was on Saturday or Saturday morning. He said he saw a very popular pastor being arrested, and probably in church on that day they would tell everybody. They were probably going to tell everybody on that day that daddy has traveled. Lo and behold, that he didn't mention the name. The guy was arrested for having the carnal knowledge of a child, which is obviously a crime, illegal, no matter how you want to shape it, form it, or I don't know how you want to shape that. But anyway, and lo and behold, on Monday or Tuesday, this news broke out everywhere on Tunde Ednot, Instablog Niger. Everybody started talking about this. All right. So, but eventually, Sahara reporters apparently okay on June 24 was like okay yesterday they broke this news. Somebody had the guy's name. His name is Amos Isah. I don't know if it's Isa or Isa. Anyway, Sahara reporters on Monday broke the news. On Monday broke the news. So that will be Monday. Broke the news of how Pastor Isa was arrested and detained by the police for allegedly raping a 14-year-old girl. The Nigerian police force has refused to grant an administrative bail to Amos Isah, the founder and lead pastor of Prophetic Victory Voice of Fire Ministry. It's always one of those two words, either prophetic or fire. You find one of those two words in somewhere, some few weeks ago we covered a story of the pastor, the daddy G of Mountain and Fire. This is all allegations, allegedly. We don't know, but this news, this one is arrested now. So this guy is in Gwagwa Lada, somewhere in Abuja. Sahara reporters on Monday broke the news. They said a source privy to the incident informed Sahara reporters that Pastor Isa had applied for an administrative bail pending the investigation of the allegations leveled against him. However, his application was declined by the police. Hey, pardon my manners. So sorry. Shout out to Adama, Dr. Adama and Marriott in the chat. I hope you guys are doing well. Good to see you guys. All right, hit the like button. Let's hit the like button while we're covering the story. We're coming to the main story. Just covered a couple of catch up today. All right, so however, his application was declined by the police, according to the source. A source said on the pastor accused of rape and detained, the police said they will not release him on bail, that they are waiting for the legal advice before charging him to court. And I quote, his church members are surprised because he told them he was traveling abroad. The source added, okay, his arrest, which I'm guessing the source might be the same person that I thought, Akwi's lawyer. Anyways, arrest which took place last week sent shockwaves to the community, as Pastor Isa was known for his charismatic sermons. All right, let me play a video for you. There's a video that I want to play for you guys, okay? Let's see here. Now you can see why people are calling him charismatic. Pastor, what's his name? Pastor Amos Isah. At press time, he's being known to, let me see here. Wala. Our problems no they finish, especially for Niger. Problems no they finish. Let me see here. So the guy also, he dances a lot. He does a lot of dancing and stuff like that. Okay, I found a video. Let me see if I can play this one for you guys. All right. so we can add some context to this. Here we go. Listen to this. Let's see. Uh-oh, I have to refresh, guys. Let me refresh. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to share it now. Here we go.
The name of your husband is Anthony.
Name of the husband is Anthony.
Mba.
Uncle Beno, how far now? How you this, sir? Good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anthony Mba.
Yes, sir.
And this Anthony have children.
Yes, sir.
I'm hearing among the children. I'm hearing
Anthony has children. What are the chances?
I'm hearing another name like Shidima.
What are the chances?
Shidima.
Yes, sir.
Shidima.
Yes.
Who is Mercy that you know?
It's me.
Who is Jumaine?
Me.
Professor.
It is me.
Come on, can I
It
talk
is
to you?
me.
Yes, sir.
Can I talk to you?
Yes, sir.
I hear God talking to me.
Yes, sir.
That's the guy. Let me see if he dances at some point. Lots and lots of testimonies in Nigeria. Okay, this building looks like an uncompleted building.
Yes, sir.
A lot of yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Over your family.
Okay, so why is it that this guy cut his hair like this? What is going on? I don't think he's exactly bored. Okay, I think he might be bored. He shaped his hair to look exactly like that. Anyway, more problem day everywhere. Uncle Beno said, problem raised to power 100. Yes, so. But anyway, let me finish reading this story for you guys. So, they said a review of the Facebook page by Sarah Reporter showed that Isah frequently posts messages on holiness and moral uprightness. Okay, that's the typical Nigerian man. Okay, that's from what. Okay, let me say typical Nigerian man that is loud on the internet. Let me say it like that, because there's a lot of fine Nigerian men that are not there. If they're online, they're in the chat. They're not talking. They're just listening. They might be finding the whole thing entertaining, and they're just, they might just be looking at the whole internet as just a bunch of clowns. There are many fine Nigerian men like that. So, but on this internet, the loud one also tends to be the influencers. So go figure, right? So what do you think is happening? It's probably spreading in numbers. So that's why we pay attention to this kind of stuff, because I want you to know that as much as you see the loudest people or persons on the internet, they seem to be clowns and lunatics, and they are much more entertaining. And I want you to know that they are not necessarily the reality as of yet. However, they are spreading. Their influence is spreading, because we also have a lot of gullible people that may be going through situations in their personal life, in their marriages, and they might yield to lies that has been told over and over and over and over again, and then it ends up becoming the truth. That's just how it works, okay? That's why you even look at a typical word in the dictionary, you see that the words are being used differently because they take on a different meaning if we keep hearing the same rhetorics around them. Very important to pay attention to. All right, so if you look at this guy right now, he's an example of very influential people that you might want to be careful when you listen to them. On June 15, Father's Day, he posted on Facebook, "Dear God, thank you for the gift of fatherhood." But let's allow a very dark man to give us the news of what's going on here. Very dark man is going to tell us a little bit more about what's going on, and then we're going to see if we can extract one or two lessons from the whole thing. All right, so I'm playing it right now. Hopefully we won't have to refresh again. Something is happening with my browser. I think it's I might need to restart the whole PC, or my MacBook rather.
Pretty sure you people remember this pastor.
A man said, very dark man. A man said, very dark man. Go and catch this pastor. If you see a pastor, you not gonna know. You gonna know. Now my own way God give me.
So a news came out today that's in Nakwan small Pekin. Now,
so wait, this guy was threatening very dark man, or indirectly people were threatening him with very dark man. And what did he say again?
Very dark man, go and catch catch this pastor. If you see fake pastor, you no go know. You go know. Now my own.
Me, I will know if I see fake pastor, but most of these human beings will not believe me because they have to. Somebody has to be a victim first, unfortunately, before they believe me. People like me, because I talk too softly. I'm not aggressive. I'm not showing TikTok versions of masculinity. So they will believe the TikTok versions of masculinity more because it catches attention, right? So it is what it is.
Where God give me.
So a news came out today that
Let's hear a very dark man.
small Peking. Now, but there will be a while in the case because I just got all the fact of the case. So the case was reported in Gogolada police division. What happened? That the 14-year-old girl, the parents are member of the church, that the Pastor Amos, requested for the girl during the day that there was no church service. So when the girl came, then he told the girl that they should go to back of the church. So at the back of the church, that was when he had carnal knowledge of the 14-year-old girl. But that's not where the whole thing is shocking. That part's not shocking. The further part of the case is what is shocking. So when the thing happened, they took the case to the police, and then they said they should go to the hospital. They said they should go to the hospital to ascertain whether the man do forceful entry on the 14-year-old girl. So when they got to the hospital.
All right. So once it is Nigerians and Africans and black men and the general public, newsflash. Once it is a 14 years old, there's no need to check if it's forceful anymore. That is by default forceful. Do you understand me? This is very simple. Once a person is a minor, a whole human being is a minor, that becomes by default, by definition, forceful. So very dark man, the way he said that, I'm sure he knows that, hopefully, you know.
He said the case is going to take about 2 weeks, but because of the pressure, the police division in Gogolada said, you know what, let's take this case to FCID, which is the headquarters in, not really the headquarters, in Area 10, because FCID is a bigger police station. So when they took the case to FCID said, okay, so what are we going to do next? We'll continue investigation to be sure what happened. Now, the doctor.
All right, so it is still an investigation, it's still an allegation until you do have to prove that he in fact touched the little girl. But if he touched the little girl, we don't need to check if it's forceful or not. It is already forceful. Okay.
And the hospital now had to call to say, this test will be hard though, because this girl is not a virgin. That the 14-year-old girl had confessed on her statement that she has 2 boyfriends and they both of them usually have sexual intercourse with her.
Now, very dark man said, the most interesting part is that the girl is this part that he is about to reveal, which is the fact that a 14-year-old girl has a boyfriend. Okay, what does that have to do with the crime? This has nothing to do with the crime. 2 boyfriends, okay, irrelevant to the alleged crime. I hope I'm spelling it out because it just seems like too many people don't know. Okay, especially you go backwards from the black men to Africans to Nigeria, it seems like a lot of people simply don't know.
Can you imagine? 14-year-old girl don't get 2 boyfriends that she confessed and wrote it in a statement that she has 2 boyfriends and the both of them they sleep with her anytime. You see how?
Okay, so at this point I'm supposed to be flabbergasted. Both of the 2 boyfriends are sleeping with her all the time. Too late. I was already flabbergasted once I realized the grown adults messed with a 14-year-old. And by the way, the rest of it, the subsequent facts are irrelevant. Those are not crimes. The first one from the very beginning is a crime. Very dark man. All the black men, Africans, Nigerians, yes, it's already a crime. In fact, it's already a crime. It's full stop at that point. The fact that she has 2 boyfriends is completely irrelevant. Now, it's not the specifics. I don't care about if laws should be that way or not. What I'm saying is your ability to be able to look at our society and say, these are the rules, these are the laws. You can't learn how to navigate life if you don't understand what the laws are. Criminal law, yes, social laws, yes, even emotional intelligence based laws. If you don't know what the laws are, you don't even know what laws you're breaking, you become a lame human being in our society. and you don't get to say, why it shouldn't be that way. No, stop, slow down, slow all the way down. We're not waiting. It's not your opinion. Okay, we're not waiting for your opinion on this one. It's not in every conversation that you need to have an opinion. Some things are just factual. Okay, like for example, our society, there are 7 billion other people outside of you, so there are rules. So if you break the rules, which happens sometimes by mistake, sometimes by, you have to be okay with the consequences. And you cannot argue with the consequences. Let's hear what Very Dark Man has to say again.
How crazy this generation is. You see how crazy this generation is.
Very Dark Man say our generation is crazy because a 14-year-old has 2 boyfriends. That is crazy to him. Everything before we get to this point somehow is not crazy. I don't want to misquote him, but because of what he said here, because of what he said here, I'm going to rewind it a little bit and play for you.
The police division in Gogolada said, you know what, let's take this case to FCID, which is the headquarters in, not really the headquarters, in Area 10, because FCID is a bigger police station. So when they took the case to FCID said, okay, so what are we going to do next? We'll continue to call to say, this test will be hard though, because this girl is not, and the hospital now had to call to say, this test, now the doctor,
the doctor
say, this test,
wait.
He said, okay, so what are we going to do next? We'll continue.
I just want you to pick something up here.
What happened? Now, the doctor and the hospital now had to call to say, this test will be hard though, because this girl is not a virgin. That the 14-year-old girl had confessed on her statement that she has 2 boyfriends and they both of them usually have sexual intercourse with her. Can you imagine?
This is the part where it says, can we imagine? I'm moving forward a little bit.
But if the girl is saying that the man don't knock her, then the man should be prosecuted.
All right, so I'll leave it at that. He's right. The man should be prosecuted if he has in any way, shape, or form touched that little girl. Okay, it doesn't even have to be penetration, any of that. If it's any type of inappropriate behavior, it needs to be prosecuted. But that's what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's what we're dealing with. Now, don't put any man on a pedestal. Any human being, don't put them on a pedestal. Don't do that, okay? But there needs to be consequences, and these are the ways that humans are trained. These are the ways that humans' behavior are shaped in our society. It's not by preaching holiness. Anyone can preach holiness, is the point I'm making here. Anybody can also be a pastor, especially in the Nigerian society where the average man is trying to feed themselves. Sometimes they commit crime to feed themselves, and when they commit small crime, then they can commit any level of crime. But let me come to the chat. Let me read a little bit of the chat before we continue here. Shout out to Misty EE, I see you. She said, hello real fam in the MMOP channel, I greet you all. What are you doing? Is the Prestige fam here? Misty EE, is the Prestige fam here? But yes, we're all family, okay? But it's the Prestige fam, Misty EE, okay? Welcome though, I appreciate you. God help our people, MOP, we're very uninformed. Maria says that is the most interesting. That is what, no, she's asking a question. Say that is the most interesting. This is why I cannot stand that country. PDFs and PDF apologies, sick people. So it's the grape culture, okay, that we're coming from. Okay, and we need to understand that so that we can actually educate it properly, so we can actually educate people properly. We need to come from the angle of like, oh, this is where we're coming from. Okay, all right, let's correct it. Okay, that's wrong. This is wrong. Small little small nuances like that makes all the differences, because sometimes the gullible, the impressionable youth are listening and they think, and they're picking small things up, you know. So unfortunately, that's the culture where we're coming from, where even, I always like to say, even women will cover this kind of things up when it happens inside of families. So we need to be coming from an educational standpoint, you know. It's sad, And a lot of time people have to be victims before people actually learn the right way. Missy E says, once you have intercourse with a minor, you have committed defilement. Virginity is irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. Myra said, the first part was the most ridiculous, yet he has female supporters and men with kids supporting these sick people. Listen, that's just the generation where we're coming from, you know. So we need to, the small little bit of educational seeds here and there will go a long way, because you never know who is listening. They almost always blame the child. They call them spoiled. Well, in Nigeria, where I grew up, they might call them even possessed. They might have seen, there's a video on YouTube way back in the days. I don't know if the video is still on YouTube, where they actually put an Omo Isho through the head of a child because they claim the child is possessed. These are the kind of things that are happening the more you go into this type of rural areas, you know. So Nigerians don't care. They almost always blame the child. Yeah, no, this does not even sound like an actual race kit type test, because Nigerians ask none. Who are we kidding? No. She said, good luck correcting, but this issue is why I give up on Nigeria. I don't give up. If you give up anyway, it's okay. I understand. A lot of people are not going to give up on Nigeria, because remember, we're still in the same global village, right? So if Nigeria becomes a threat, you see what happened a few days ago, that Iran, right? You see what happened between the US, Iran, and Israel, right? If Nigeria becomes a threat to the rest of the world, then they will get attacked, or they will get invaded, or something like that. So it's all a global village. So we just need to be patient with the process. Unfortunately, it's deeply rooted and it's going to take a while. But I highlight this kind of stories so you can see that this is somebody's brother. This gentleman, yes, I call him a pastor. An average person in Nigeria has a cousin, has an uncle, has an auntie who is a pastor. And to them, it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a negative. I think it's a sign of negative. I think it's a signal, a negative signal that if you have an average person has an immediate family member who is a pastor, it sounds like, oh, heaven, here we come. But it's actually a negative signal, because it usually means that people are not being productive. It means that there are no other types of jobs or other types of arena where they feel they can serve. And sometimes it's their way to feel safe. And it's a negative sign. And that's something that people should start paying attention to. Even my own parents today, when they hear that, they don't like to say anything negative about the fact that somebody is a pastor. The pastor, that's such a beautiful thing. That's what they say to themselves, you know. But sadly, that is a negative thing. I hate to bust everybody's bubbles. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Thank you. Hit the like, share, subscribe. We have some other stories to cover. Let me know what your thoughts are. Share your thoughts about this. Thank you, Marriott and Misty, for sharing your thoughts on this one. I will be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.